How are you? How's your weekend so far? Let me see if I'm live already. Jason Gunn, my page. Am I live? Let me see. Come on, man. Why is it so slow? Okay, looks like I'm live on YouTube. Okay, I'm live here on Facebook as well. Okay, now welcome back. Um, Hi, this is Jason. In case this is the first time you see me, I'm from Malaysia. I'm a meta ads optimization strategy. So mainly what I do is I help meta advertisers to take their campaign to the next level. So basically, you have two situations that you can consider to see me. One is you have been trying to run a campaign, but you can't really seem to find a stable and what do we call a consistent campaign that is getting you the result that you want at the cost that you're comfortable with. Like you can't seem to find the right audience, you can't seem to find the right combination of ads, but you do not know what's really happening in your campaign. And you want to find out, you want to get a stabilized strategy, you want to actually launch your campaign in the right way. So, yes, please reach out and I would love to work with you. Now, on the other side, if you have been getting, like pretty good results and you're thinking about taking it to the next level, scaling the campaign, spending more money, but every time you try to put in more money, everything breaks, and you kind of want to find like a proven way to really scale your campaign, that's where I would like to work with you as well. Because in my opinion, I would not recommend to scale a campaign before it reaches an optimization level, meaning, like we really want to know what's really working in the campaign and what's not working, and make sure everything is working perfectly at this optimum level. Then we start scaling. Otherwise, you're actually risking, it messing up the campaign in a way that it may not get you the result that you used to get. So that's really something that we have to look into when before we do the scaling part. So yeah, feel free to reach out and I would love to work with you. Yeah, you can click on the link on the description, or everywhere that you probably can find some places where you can actually just start working with me. Anyway, so what I do here is, like every Sunday night, I am actually doing this more like a community service kind of thing to help my community to, really address some of the questions that they are having. So it's called Ask Jason Anything About Meta Ads, but really it's more on Meta Ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and digital marketing. So yeah, we go live every Sunday night at 10 p.m. So if you have any questions at all regarding Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising, meta advertising, digital marketing, first thing I will recommend that you go to my YouTube channel and try to search for anything that is related to what you're having right now. Because I posted over 1,000 videos on my YouTube channel, chances are I probably have touched something similar to the challenge that you're facing right now. If you have the answer, great. Move on, do whatever you need to do, because there are so many moving parts in meta advertising. So yeah, keep pushing until you have the certainty in your campaign. Now, if you can't find an answer, if you can't find a video that relates to what you're facing right now, so all you need to do is just post your question as a comment on any of my YouTube videos. And what I'm going to do is on the following Sunday, I'll be doing a screenshot on your question, and I'll bring it up here and I'll answer and I'll reply to your comment, in a verbal way, via live. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. But if you have time, you can join me at live sessions or every Sunday night. Then you can feel free to post your question in a comment. And yeah, I would definitely happy to chat with you on this, anything that you're facing right now. So yeah, just in case, some of you may say that, Jason, I can't wait until next week. Is there any way that I can actually talk to you one-to-one, because I have something private that I don't want to, release it to the public. I want to have a private conversation with you. I want you to look through my campaign. I want you to look through my settings. I want you to look through my situation to give me recommendations for the next steps. Yes, you can scan this QR code. This will take you to my Fiverr Gig. And by buying me a dinner, we can schedule a Zoom call, 30 minutes or so. And you can share your screen. You can, do whatever. And yeah, we can address whatever that you want to look into with me, over here. So scan this QR code and I look forward to work with you. Now, for those who are getting started with meta advertising, Facebook advertising, and you want a reliable, proven, properly guided training or course to help you get started, at least on the fundamental part, I would definitely recommend my Facebook Ads Masterclass now. So this is a 2.5 hour recorded training. Now, when I say recorded training means scan this QR code, pay for it, and eventually, immediately you'll get the link to start learning right away. You don't even need to wait for next week or whatever. So what we cover in Meta Facebook Ads Masterclass, 5 things. First is what we call the strategy, structure, and the walkthrough, meaning I would share with you how do I structure the budget? How do I structure the campaign? What are we doing on the top of funnel? What are we doing on the retargeting? And like how do we plan the creative for each, the top of funnel, the retargeting, the settings, and all that. Everything has a step-by-step walkthrough. So everything is a step-by-step walkthrough. The whole training is a step-by-step walkthrough. So you have everything you need to know, so all the information is there. So but the foundation is really the strategy. And I want to share with you my way of strategizing Facebook ads campaigns. That's the first part. And then as we move along, we will talk about objective. So objective selection is key in meta advertising, because if you choose the wrong objective, you're essentially starting at the wrong ground, and you may get the wrong audience from the get-go at the very beginning. Hence, everything follows are going to fall apart. You're not going to get the result that you want. So selection of objective is key. I'll walk you through what to choose, what not to choose. And then as we move along, I will definitely share with you my signature audience targeting techniques, whereby, there are certain things that you can actually use to really find the audience that you really want, that, they may be more interested in your product. So that's what we're going to do. And then after that, we're going to cover ads creative and copywriting as well. Well, I'm not an expert in creative and copywriting, but then I work with clients from all around the world. So I probably have some first-hand information about things that work and things that don't work. So I can share with you those information so that you don't need to waste money experimenting your own. So that's one part. And the last part, which is the most essential part in my opinion, is how do we analyze and optimize Meta Ads campaign? Because anyone with a Meta Ads, so Facebook ads, Facebook profile, you can start running ads in no time, because that's what Facebook wants, right? They want your money. But then again, running ads is one thing. Knowing what's working and what's not working, and knowing what to fix is really the next thing that I really believe every Facebook advertisers must know. But not a lot of people actually cover this part. And this is where I would really dive deep into the whole structure, as in like, what are the key metrics that you have to look into? And, like, how do we compare the metrics? How do we make decision combining multiple metrics and stuff? So that's what's going to help you in terms of really understanding and, knowing what to do next. So that's the key. So Facebook Ads Masterclass, 2.5 hour training. It's recorded, and you'll always get the latest version of it. Meaning, like from time to time, whenever there are, a big update on Facebook Ads Manager and stuff like that, I would do a reshoot of the entire program, and you always get the latest version by accessing to the link that you receive after purchasing the course. So if that's what you want, scan this QR code, and I look forward to work with you. Now, another thing, somebody asked me, Jason, I've done enough learning. I've tried a lot of things that I learned from different people, and I can't seem to really have a way. But can you help me to design my strategy and set it up for me? The answer is yes, but I don't take a lot of clients every month, only a handful of them. So this is a very simple gig, which is on Fiverr. We will have 2 calls. First call is we will dive into your situation. I will understand your goals. I will understand your KPI. I will understand what you want to achieve. And I would actually assess your landing page, your key creative, your budget, and all that. And I would design a strategy for you, as in like we will talk about like what kind of creative we should create for the top of funnel, what kind of creative we should create for the retargeting, how much money we should put in at the top of funnel and retargeting, what are the audience targeting we should actually look into and stuff. Everything, including if you have a landing page, I would actually access your landing page and give you recommendations about what to do and what not to do. So that's what we do. So yeah, so you get ready, you do all the tweaks, you set up the creative and everything. On the second call itself, I will set up the campaign for you, with you. So bring your team, bring whoever who needs to see this. But anyway, everything will be recorded anyway. So I will set up the campaign as per the design that we agree upon and in front of you. So you would know how to set up the retargeting, how to set up the exclusion at the top of funnel, what kind of audience targeting that works, how to choose the right objective, what are the things that in terms of settings, what are the do's and don'ts, everything. It's like a tailored, customized training for you. So yeah, very straightforward gig. And scan this QR code, it will take you to my Fiverr Gig, and immediately you can see the price. If you like it, purchase the gig, then we can have our first call and followed by the second call to do whatever we need to do. Very straightforward. So yeah, scan this QR code, and I look forward to work with you. Now, let's go through the questions. We don't have a lot of questions, but towards the end of it, I have a very interesting question that I would like to address, which I get a lot recently as I speak to a lot more, like people from that industry, which is the real estate industry, which is quite interesting. So I'm going to cover that a little bit. So anyway, we're going to start with Noor. So Noor is asking, is there any way to book without Fiverr so that we can avoid Fiverr fees? Actually, Noor, don't worry about that. Just go through the Fiverr route because that's my top of funnel lead generation process. And I don't mind the fee because the fee is on me. It's not on you. It's okay. So yeah, just go through that. And yeah, I look forward to work with you. Scan whichever code that works for you. And yeah, let's have a call. Okay, right. Thanks. And yeah, this is the code you can actually scan if you want to work with me. And yeah, on Fiverr. Now, the next question is coming from Flory. Flory is asking, is there a chance to change business type from partnership to individual so that you can pay out your fund? I'm not 100% sure what are you talking about, but I guess it is something to do about your creator account, and then you are earning from Facebook platform, as in like your content, as in your videos and everything are actually being played a lot, and you are being paid by Facebook on certain profit sharing fees and stuff like that, and you want to withdraw that fund. So basically, this is really not something that I can help you with because I only specialize in advertising. So I would recommend that you reach out to Meta and see if there's any way that you can change that, because I have no idea there is a partnership type or individual type in terms of accounts, because every time whatever I know about my whatever I know about like business manager, ads manager, and whatever, there is no one thing that asks us to verify whether this is a partnership or individual account, as in like the business registration per se, because I work with creators that get paid by Facebook and quite handsomely. It's all paid to individuals, so there is no such thing as partnership that I know of. Maybe I'm wrong. Seriously, I'm wrong because I'm not very experienced in this. Okay, so yeah, but for this situation, I will recommend that you reach out to Meta support to see if there is any way that they can help you. Otherwise, well, we probably just have to look for alternatives, like even to start from scratch, because yeah, yet again, I'm sorry that I can't really give you a proper route because it's not really something I do, but all the best. Okay, now the next question is coming from Riley. Riley is asking about how to fix a Facebook lock. So your Facebook can't access your ID to confirm an identity because your name and profile is not your actual name and your real face. Okay, now when it comes to this kind of situation, I would recommend that you can try to change the profile picture at least, because that doesn't get really flagged per se, but I wouldn't really say that you change your name, but you can also try that because verification is 30 days. So we don't want to make too huge an impact that flags Facebook and Meta and say that, oh, they are trying to cheat us and whatever. But changing the profile should be okay. So put your face, even if it's not your real name. I hope it still has something to do with your name. Say, for example, Jason Gunn is not my name on my ID, but because Gunn is there, it's my surname, and all the name follows are actually sound similar to it. So Facebook approved that. So it's fine. So yeah, I would recommend that you try that. So yeah. But having said that, what we learned from this scenario is I would not recommend to create a profile with not your face and not your name, because that will create a problem, especially if you're using that profile to do business related activities such as managing a page, and especially if you're running ads on Meta. So that's something that you want to look into, right? So, but hey, try those and do it within 30 days, because I think that's the timeline that you have. Once you get blocked, or once you get restricted when they are asking for your ID and verification, it's within 30 days. But at least change the profile picture and try to get through that and see whether you get that. But learning from this, yeah, let's not do that again. But having said that, if you got locked out anyway, so I guess you can still create a new profile. But I know that's a painful process, but I guess that's probably the only way out that we have right now. But do not immediately start doing business related stuff after you create a profile. Give it a 2 months kind of like a warm up period before you join any business manager as a person to manage business related activities. That's a more kind of like mild way to enter, that you will still get flagged and get requested for ID verification, which is normal. Almost every advertisers will go through that, but make sure this time around you do it right. Okay, Riley, thanks for popping by. But anyway, Riley, just in case you want to really go through your situation, if you need help to go through your situation and to give you recommendation based on what really is happening to you, well, you can scan this QR code and yeah, it will take you to my Fiverr Gig where you can buy me a dinner and we can have a 30-minute Zoom call to go through whatever situation that you are facing right now. And I'll give you recommendation based on what's happening to your campaign or your account, hopefully to help you go through the next steps. Okay, right, Riley, thank you. Then the next one is coming from, one second, Tina. So Tina is asking, you work in a tour agency and you receive a lot of people on vacations or holidays around the world. That's great. And how do you target those people who are in hotels or Airbnbs, but Facebook only targets people that actually live in the local area? So if you use expats, what should you press? Okay, because after all, they don't live in this area. They just come for vacation. Please help. Now, it's no longer there. We used to have an option to target people who are traveling in this area, but Facebook has removed that option. And there is no useful detailed targeting options to help you target so-called tourists or travelers and stuff. Basically, in my opinion, the best way to help you reach the right people is to really address it in the ad itself, including the ad copy and the creative. So write your ad copy that says, hey, travelers, hey, visitors, or something like that in a way, and then straight away spell out what do you offer. If you're actually offering a tour in a city, yeah, be very specific and clear about that tour and call out to the tourists who are traveling in this city to reach out to you for whatever activities that you are, advertising. So it's more like using the ad to capture the intent, because people who are traveling in the city, they will do a lot of research about where to go and stuff like that. And Facebook will pick up as an intent to explore things that, things about the city. So if you are selling something that allows people and help people understand the city, you get surface. You get what I mean? Yeah, so that's how meta advertising work right now. So it's not really so much about detailed targeting, because as you know it, right, Facebook is actually, killing off a lot of targeting options available. So just now we talk about that. We don't have the people traveling in these cities kind of feature anymore. And we don't have that, a lot of detailed targeting options has been taken off, and they constantly take off things on the detailed targeting part. And now for, unofficially, Facebook is saying that whatever you're doing in the detailed targeting options, as in whatever you select, are just your recommendations to Meta. And Meta can and will target people beyond whatever that you are actually setting in your ad. So that's what it is, what it is anyway. So what we do here that works really well for our clients is we actually create ads that speaks very directly to the audience that we want to talk to. So that's how we get to the right audience, right, Tina? I hope that makes sense. But just in case you want to have a deeper discussion for us to look it through your campaign and, to see what's happening to your campaign and how to actually kind of fine tune your campaign to help you get closer in terms of ad creative, in terms of audience targeting, to find your people, to reach out to your audience that you want, to make sure that you get the result that you want in your meta advertising, you can always scan this QR code. This is my signature gig anyway. So scan this QR code, it'll take you to my Fiverr, book a gig, that we can have a 30-minute one-on-one ad review. So what do we do here? I do three things with you. First, I'll build you a dashboard based on your campaign structure and all that. I will tell you what are the metrics that you need to analyze, and I'll put them in sequence, which I call the dashboard, in your ads manager. So every time you can always come back to the dashboard and see the metrics and all that. So as I build up the dashboard, I would analyze the metrics for you, and I will teach you how to analyze yourself. So basically, it's going to be a very useful learning for you to understand your campaign better. And from there, as we analyze through the campaign, we will pinpoint, like hypothesis and optimization opportunities that we can take to hopefully take your campaign to the next level. So I will list those down for you, and I will tell you that, do this first. If it works, then great. If it doesn't, then go for the next options, and a few things over there. So it's a plan. So yeah, those are the three things that we do if you book this gig. So yeah, if that's what you do, especially I really think every advertisers must understand the metrics, their campaign metrics, your campaign metrics, and know what to do. So that's what you want. Scan this QR code. It will take you to my Fiverr gig, and I look forward to work with you. Okay. Now here's the question. I get this a lot. What is the best Facebook ad strategy for real estate agents? Because everybody knows that I work with a lot of property developers, real estate agents, and when it comes to strategy, put it this way: meta advertising for real estate is more exciting and interesting than you imagine. So let's put it this way. Basically, when we are designing a Facebook ad strategy for real estate agent, we break them into 3 parts. Okay? 3 parts means we have 3 groups of audiences that we're addressing, and there will be 3 different structure for your campaign. So the first one is definitely the top of funnel. Now, when it comes to top of funnel, the whole idea here is we want to bring in as many leads at the lowest cost possible. So basically, we are going to use the most attractive offer or the most attractive, like property that you're having. Because when it comes to real estate agent, they usually market multiple projects. So we will always use the most exciting project that appears to most people. But of course, I'm not saying that, let's say if you're selling like a medium cost condo and a high-end, bungalow that is too far apart, I assume that you do sell something that is within the range. Let's say, like high-end condominium. So you always do high-end condominium. So you have multiple products and which targets will appears to different group, and you have, like different price point and different key, USPs and all that for each of them. So we will run ads and we will see which one works better as the top of funnel. Of course, we can still spend money on all top of funnel. Let's say you have 4 projects, for example. We can still spend money on 4, but we will always spend more money at the one that gets you the most lead at the lowest cost, because there are a lot of combinations that can be, like a very subtle different that you, let's say I've seen a lot of clients of mine, similar product, similar price range, one will get a lot more lead than the other, which is fine. We don't care. We just want to get more lead at the lowest cost as possible at the top of funnel. So when we have kind of like tested out which one works better as the top of funnel king, let's say, for example, the best seller or the, like the best performing property, we will always spend more money on that one. The rest we will still spend, but more on a subtle kind of like structure over here. So let's say if we spend 80% of your total budget on the top of funnel, we will spend probably like 50% at the best performing, and the remaining ones sprinkle around those least performing, because we still need them to go out and reach new people. But then we kind of structure the budget a little bit differently. Okay, so that's for the top of funnel. So when it comes to the top of funnel, the key metrics that we always look at is the CTR and the cost per lead. Then eventually we want to make sure that we get as many leads as possible at the top of funnel, because that moves your business. Now, what we're going to do here is we build a structure that tells your audience about other properties you have. So it can be email sequence, like for most of my clients, we do that. So when a lead comes in, they will receive a notification and say that, hey, thanks for signing up, and you would actually call them. So we all know that manual kind of calling and all that, maybe sometimes you miss this and you miss that. So it's okay. It's always recommended to set an email sequence and to drip them through. Let's say a few days later, you tell them that I have project B. A few days later, you can tell them that, oh, I have project C. You can tell them a little bit more in other emails about key USP for project B, C, A, D, whatever. So it's like a chain of emails that you can build to educate your audience. Okay, there are two key benefits of doing so. First thing first is you optimize the impact of the lead that you generate. So let's say your cost per lead is $30, great. But $30, most of people would actually just try to call a few times, close, don't close, that's it. But just imagine, once they have become your lead, they start paying attention to you, then your email comes coming back to them, tell them about different things and all that. That actually works as a branding to you. You get what I mean? People may not open your email, but they will always see the name there. Jason Gunn sent an email again. Jason Gunn sent an email again. And then read the title, not related to me. But it actually builds in their mind that this guy is the meta ads expert. One day when they need help, when it comes to meta advertising, they will find Jason Gunn and it will come to you. You have no idea how powerful is that. Although they may not see very much impact, but it's almost no cost to you anyway. So do that. I always recommend my client do that. So that's one part, right? And then, and if you do, Messenger, because some of my clients use ManyChat, then you have even a more powerful way that you can actually keep sending messages to them on WhatsApp or Messenger or Instagram about, make sure you call, like this. And we have other property. Let's take a look. I have a video for you. Let's take a look. And, if you're not interested, we have another property. Here's a video for you. You can do that within the first 24 hours. So it's quite powerful for my client because quite a number of them actually kind of like they came in initially for project A, but after they go through a few videos and all that, they initiated conversation after watching videos about product C. So you'll be surprised. So lead gen is not that dull and boring as what you do, like get lead, call them and stuff. This is already quite exciting. And I want you to start looking into building this part. Now, for retargeting, some may need retargeting, some may not, but retargeting, there are two parts of retargeting. You can start with minimal retargeting for those who actually open your form or watch your video or engage with you, but yet to become a lead. And you start sprinkle all these multiple projects that you have to keep sending, like appearing in front of them. So if they see the video of project A, for example, they like the video, but they did not become a lead. For the next 30 days, you can actually keep sending them ads about project A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So who knows which one hits them? But spend minimal budget. Minimal as in like maybe a few dollars a day just to really maintain a consistent frequency, but not to the extent of overwhelming. And you'll be surprised. The nurturing effect is huge because they keep seeing your face and name. They start to have this trust on you and they may start looking, digging on you more. Maybe that will lead to a different kind of collaboration. Or if they start keep seeing different ads and all that, different projects, they might be interested in any one of the projects and they decided to come in. Who knows? So you can kind of adjust the duration a little bit, start with maybe like 30 days or 14 days, and then, like look at the frequency and see how we reduce or adjust the budget accordingly, just to make sure we are not spending too much on them. Now, the other part which is the third part, is something that I would say so far at the moment, none of those really advertisers or real estate advertisers do, which is what we call the launch advertising. Meaning, let's say you have a new project, who are the people that you want to reach out to? You can actually use this new project to reach out to the mass public, no problem. But what if you do an ad to inform those who submitted lead to you before about this, and you tell them that, hey, I'm back and I have a new project especially for you because we talked before and I want to make sure that this ad reach out to you. So you can use custom audience of those people who give you their phone number and email address and make sure you advertise to a very specific bunch of people, because here's how it works. We all know that, right? Real estate, especially real estate leads. I would say 95% of them will say no, not because they're not interested in buying, but maybe they're not ready. I was just looking around. But if I see the right fit, I may, So, and buying property is not something that is a decision. I mean, it's not a decision that we can make lightly. So they need a lot of more information and they need a lot more trust. So if you keep doing it at the right structure that doesn't hurt your budget and still getting you the result that you're happy with at the top of funnel, at the same time, the retargeting, the follow-up, and the launch method and all that are going to help you build your brand. Because put it this way, there are so many real estate agents out there. Why should I talk to you? A lot of my clients, you know what? After we work together, we use this structure to reach out to their audience. Eventually, a lot of them start getting inquiries and say that, hey, I have a property to sell. Hey, I have a land that I want to sell. Can you help? So eventually they get business in different way. So you would be surprised how this thing can work out for you. Because put it this way, It's super competitive out there for real estate agents. And how do you stand out among your competitors? How do you make a brand out of yourself? How do you make sure that you can tell people that, look, I'm better than other people? So it's really not about what you say. It's about how you build this thing to build a journey that nurture your audience in that way, that actually make them feel that you are the go-to person whenever they have a need about buying or selling. And that can be very powerful to you. So yeah, so that's what we do with our clients. And if you're a real estate agent, you want to have something like this for your campaign, well, I would invite you to scan this QR code. This will take you to my Fiverr Gig. This is a very straightforward gig to get started. Well, it will be a journey, but at least this will actually give us an opportunity to work together on a brief, a simple setup foundation, strategy, design, and setup project where we will work together in 2 Zoom calls. So first Zoom call is I would design the strategy based on your need. So we will look at which are the ads that we should put at the top of funnel, and which ones should have more budget and stuff like that. And what are the creative that we should put into, because a lot of real estate agents may not have the right creative. So I would advise you on that. And if you have a landing page, I will also look into your landing page to give you recommendation. So basically, we would have the budget, we will have the ad creative, design, direction, setup, and the landing page and everything. So you will go on, and after the first call, you will go on and create all these things according to our discussion. On the second call, I will set up the campaign for you, with you, in front of you, through the Zoom call. So yeah, so I would tell you how to set up the top of funnel, how to do exclusion, to make sure that each of the top of funnel doesn't compete among each other, and then how to set up the retargeting, and how to set up the launch, like retargeting. Whenever you have a new project, you can just put them in and start, setting and sending them and stuff like that. And if you need help in terms of setting up the email sequence and all that, of course, we can talk about that. But then again, at least this gig itself allows you to have a structure built up for your Facebook ads campaign, you see? So yeah, if that's what you're looking for, scan this QR code, and I look forward to work with you. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I think, yeah, that's direct. I mean, we actually, overrun a little bit, but I don't think you mind. So anyway, this is what we do. This is what I do. I go live every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Malaysia time to answer questions about Facebook advertising, meta advertising. So if you have any questions, post a question as a comment on any of my videos. Otherwise, you can join me on the next Sunday to ask your question live. With that, thank you so much, and have an awesome week ahead. All right, good night. Bye-bye.